Welcome back to this interview series brought to you by Techcanvass. Techcanvass is an IIT endorsed training partner and PMI authorized training provider. Techcanvass equips professionals to pass certifications in the first go and become industry ready. Hi, this is Sudipt and I would be your host for today's session. I have more than 17 years of experience in project and program management domain. Today, we have Shalin with us from Bangalore, India, who is a PMI certified project management professional. Today, we'll be discussing with him the experience and the journey that he went through to become PMP certified. Welcome, Shalin.
Thank you, Sudip. I'm glad to be here. I hope the feedback and my journey that I'll share with you will help others along.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We are very sure of that, Shalin. So, Shalin, to start with, why did you decide to go for PMP certification?
Right. So let me start that with some background of my professional journey. I have around 13 years of experience in BA and PM roles. I started my working journey as a BA, that is business analyst. After around 6-7 years, I thought that it is right time. It was then right time to move to do something different than what I had been doing for 7-8 years, and that's when I decided that I should maybe try for PMP certification because it will help me move to project management role. So that was the initial trigger why I decided to go ahead for PMP certification. And because I wanted to explore some opportunities within my company or my bank, I wanted to also demonstrate. So there are two factors why I started with this. One is, of course, PMP certification and learning will give me some basic theoretical knowledge, tools, and techniques regarding project management. It will also demonstrate to my management that I am really keen to move to this new role because I've spent time, I have spent efforts on this. It shows it to them also that the person is really interested in this new role. So that's how basically I thought that I should be going ahead with PMP certification.
Nice. That's really nice, and that's a quite a a fruitful journey, I would say. From moving from business analyst to project management professional. So, when did you complete your PMP certification, and how is it helpful so far?
Right. So as I said, I attained this PMP certification in 2016. It's been approximately 6 years now that I completed this course. As I said just now, that it helped me first to move role within my organization where I was working. Also, the theoretical knowledge that I received, the tools and techniques I was exposed to about project management, I could straight away relate to that when I started working as a project manager first time. Also, at various stages, I could relate back to what I had learned during PMP as I started managing multiple projects at a time, right? Apart from that, for anyone who is trying to explore opportunities outside the organization, it definitely helps. It adds value to your resume. That's actually happened to me as well when I wanted to change the job. It helped me stand out compared to other people or other aspirants for that particular job. So yeah, it's been quite good experience having PMP certified last 6-7 years. I could actually, so two kind of advantages. One is whatever project you are working on, it the certification and the learning you had during certification, it helps you perform better. And the other people also see you with respect in the regard that the person has really good interest in this area, that he has spent time efforts on this.
That's absolutely true, Shalin. So, if you can tell our aspirants and our audience with respect to how did you plan your PMP preparation, that would be really helpful.
Right. So PMP certification or exam has a prerequisite that one should have 35 PDUs worth learning, formal learning training, right? So I actually enrolled myself with an online training class. They used to provide after once you complete their video series, they would provide 35 PDUs, so that completes one prerequisite. So that was a good experience. I mean, first time I was going through only online training. Earlier, no, school, college, we never had online classes. It was all offline those days. So it was my
Absolutely.
first experience with online learning, which was
Mhm.
quite good. It was good to, when you start PMP preparation, it's good to first go through the entire syllabus rather than uh, just targeting the first chapter, because once you go through the entire syllabus, you understand how the program is structured, how the learning is structured, and depending on your own preference, you can then decide which modules you want to start with, what's the logical break point where you may want to revisit what you have learned until now, and then resume the journey, right? So that actually before starting to learn, the plan, what you how you will learn is very important. So that's part number one. um, Apart from that, you know uh, so there are basically three sections about this preparation. One is planning of preparation, then actual preparation, and final last 2 3 weeks only exam oriented learning, revision, and mock tests. That's how I started this journey.
That's quite a bit of extensive and rigorous journey, preparation you have gone through. So, if you can kindly tell us, how long did it take for you to complete your PMP preparation end to end?
So it took me around 3 months, I would say 3 to 4 months at the max. But it's complete. I mean, no one should take that as a benchmark. Everyone's workload, family life, where which stage they are on in their professional life. Everyone's has a unique set of this combination. So, but when I say I took 3 months, I used to study around 1 to 2 hours each weekday, and maybe 4 5 hours on every weekend day. Right. So that's the kind of overall uh, time that one would generally require. Of course, someone may have longer time requirement, someone may learn it quickly, but that's I think the average we can say.
All right. So, while you were preparing, what did you feel as the most challenging part of the preparation?
Right. Most challenging part is to ensure that there is continuity in the learning. As I
Right.
said earlier, sometimes there are a couple of weeks at your workplace where you are extremely swamped with all the work and you are just unable to touch the book. Or maybe sometimes someone in family is unwell and you have to attend to them and you can't study for a week or two. That that breaks the momentum, and restarting is always difficult. Once you have not touched the book for 2 weeks, you'll always think that let me finish something else and then from tomorrow I'll study. That tomorrow always becomes again tomorrow. There is no restarting point again. So that's the challenge I faced. Yet whenever I I was forced to have a break even of 3 4 days from studies, restarting was very difficult. So for all the aspirants, I would say that uh, even if you have to attend other things, uh, always ensure that this continuity or uh, momentum is not broken.
Right, right. And while you were explaining all those things, it was kind of a jog down the memory lane for me as well, because more or less the same kind of situations have happened with me when I was preparing also. So definitely, that does make sense. But talking about preparation, among of the all the materials that you have used for your preparation, uh, can you tell us what all materials you used and share some of those so that it can be helpful for our aspirants and audience?
Right. So as I said, I had enrolled myself in an online learning series. So of course they provided me some videos chapter by chapter. That was good experience, as I said, learning. Apart from that, of course, PMBOK is the book that one has to understand. I would not say read. One has to understand.
Absolutely.
um, yeah. So there are different angles to this study, right? One is you want to understand project management. The other part is you want to crack the exam as well. So you have to keep balance between two. While both of these angles will go hand in hand, still there are some differences in the way you learn a topic, right? So PMBOK will definitely help one understand in detail the area. From exam perspective, Rita's prep course was also very useful. And so these three things basically: videos, online material, Rita, and Pimbok. And when it comes to last 2 3 weeks, final 2 3 weeks, having mock tests is extremely important. Because this exam, on exam day itself, it takes around 4 to 5 hours seating at one
Right.
place and give this exam. No one can do that very smoothly in first attempt. So it's very important that last at least a fortnight you have 3 4 5 such experiences where you are sitting at one place 4 5 hours, you know, completing the exam. So that is also very good material, I would say, mock tests.
Right. Absolutely. That does make sense, because especially being in a habit of sitting at one place for that long stretch of time, that is again something which is not everybody is habituated to. So that is definitely a great tip, for our aspirants. So, Shalin, talking about tips, can you tell us some do's and don'ts for our PMP aspirants?
Right. So as far as do's are concerned, maybe this is a repetition of what I had already said. But number one thing is consistency. You if you don't study for 1 month, you'll almost force yourself into restarting, and everything that you have done, you'll have to restart again. You'll spend 2 3 weeks in just revising what you have already forgotten. So consistency is very important. Uh, Apart from that, don't take this as 3 month exercise. uh, Even when you are learning, try to map everything which what the project you are working on at your workplace currently. Try and map, try and see how practically this learning is important. uh, I think these are two important do's. um, and as far as don't is concerned, I would say don't consider that if you are certified you will become a very good project manager, right? This is just one part, just starting of your professional journey as a project manager. Be open minded even after you have completed the certification, right? Continue learning. Maybe someone that did PMP a few years back, he at that time waterfall model, or software implementation technique in waterfall way was more prominent, but now it's more agile. So even if you are PMP certified 10 years back, you have to upgrade yourself. So while you are studying this, please ensure that you know that this is first step of the journey. Nonetheless, very important step, but this is still only the first step of the journey. And in coming years you'll have to continue learning, so that you have that advantage over others in your workplace.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. Whatever, Shalin, you mentioned, every single item, every single point makes sense. And I'm sure, our audience is going to reap greater benefits out of that. So thank you. Thank you so much for, taking the time to discuss your journey with us today. And I'm sure the takeaways will be very, very useful for our aspirants. We wish you all the very best for your future endeavors and also a very best for all the aspirants. Thank you.
Thank you, Sudip. Thank you, Tech Canvas, and all the best to all the aspirants.